right there beside me, sang that song, because my papa was a Pentecostal apostolic preacher. And my mama would sit right up in that front row, and she would be clapping her hands, and sometimes she'd be putting that tambourine on her head. And for a community and a religion or a people that don't believe in dancing, they can move and shout on a Sunday morning. I tell you. You know, when I was thinking about what am I going to talk about friendship, because the last 2 months I've done the message on Friendship Sunday in and around the subject of friendship and friends. And so I thought, well, what else can I say? What else can I say about friendship? And it came to my mind, Spirit brought it to my mind that, you know, friends are so important in our life. They're the people that tell us how it is when other people are just saying, yes, sure, that's great. But a true friend is the one that will tell you really how it is. And then they can differ with you, but you know what? The thing that keeps that friendship strong is you're quick to forgive each other. You're quick to forgive each other. If you overstep, say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, you're very quick to forgive. So forgiveness today. Forgive often. And live in gratitude always. And I have a quote from Maya Angelou, because you all know I love her. Forgiveness is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Forgive everybody. Because it's a gift you're giving yourself to forgive everybody all the time. Forgiveness is powerful. It's the truest way to be in a happy life. To forgive. Forgive is the surest way to feel oneness with Source. Forgiveness is a decision of the heart and a choice we freely make when we choose to forgive. So forgive freely, forgive quickly, and forgive often. Have you ever been offended? Been hurt? I think most all of us have. But happiness comes in the forgiving. Because holding on to a slight or an offense, no matter how justified, will keep you from your happy. It will keep you from your joy. And please, don't let that happen. You deserve better. You choose. It's your choice. You get to choose. And how powerful is that? To know, like Reverend Ron said, every morning we wake up, it's our choice to be happy. It's our choice to forgive quickly, to forgive often. I want you to raise your hand if you feel there's a need for you to forgive someone in your life. So many of us feel we need to stand strong when we've been offended or when someone's done us wrong. That's a country song, isn't it? Somebody done somebody wrong song. Even as we are offended and stand strong, are we impervious to the influences of others, of the community, of the world? I know I told you last week that you can never prove yourself out of someone else's mirror. If they choose to see you or choose to see me in a different way than we are, for whatever reason they may have, you will not be able to clear the smear or the streak off their mirror. Because it's not your mirror, it's their mirror. And they see you that way. So you can't clear that. You can't prove yourself, no matter how hard you try, out of somebody else's mirror. You can't clean it. Only they can. Jesus, the master teacher, taught us to turn the other cheek. somebody hits you or slaps you, turn the other cheek when you're offended. Turning the other cheek is the metaphysical equivalence of changing the energy. Changing the energy. That's a new thought. When someone comes at you with negative energy, offending you, or hitting you, if you will, give them another energy. Don't return like for like. Give them another energy. They're hitting you with the negative, you swing with the positive. Or transmute that negative energy to uplifting, affirming, positive energy. And choose to respond at the highest vibrational energy you are. The highest vibrational frequency you are capable of bringing. I say, bring it on. You hit me with the negative, I'm going to hit you right back at the positive. So use your practical tools. Through prayer, study, meditation, being in community with our tribe, that in itself is a practical spiritual tool. Being in community with the tribe, just like Naila said, that connection. When you are in connection with someone else in the tribe, together you raise each other up. And you can evolve yourself along with that community member's help. Grow into your spiritual beingness. Vibrate at your highest level. And then, just then, you will become impervious. As you raise your energy, you raise your vibration, you will live your everyday life more fully, more aligned with Source. And that is the goal, my friend. That is the goal for living a spiritual life. That's why we do it. To be more in alignment with Source. Raise your vibration and you dwell in that place of love and peace and forgiveness. And leave those other people to look in their own mirror. No matter how dirty it is, you don't worry about it. Clean your own. You clean your mirror. We know the energy that we give out returns to us. It's the law of karma. It's a natural law. It's a spiritual law. What you give will return like a boomerang coming back to you. You ever tried to throw a boomerang? My older brother had a boomerang. I tried to throw it, I couldn't make it come back to me. I throw it, I needed the dog to go get it for me. I never did that, but my brother could do it. He could throw it and then come back around. Not exactly right to him, but it would curve and come back around in the general vicinity of where he was. And I was always so, no matter how hard I could get something to wrist, and I just wasn't a wrist person. Or maybe it'll come back to you like that unwanted package from Amazon. You slap that label on it or turn it to sender and send it on its way. Never see it again. There you go. And when you stand in awareness and truth, you're able to turn and give another energy rather than the energy that may have been directed at you. Maybe, just maybe, in your life that looks like compassion, kindness, peace, empathy, prayer, patience, and even love. Have you ever been in a place in your life when someone didn't quite agree with you? And they said, come and pray for you. You go giving that back to somebody. They almost turn around and run from you. So you can turn the other cheek metaphysically. Turn the other cheek and radiate energy in alignment with Source. Divine energy. That's what's right there within you. Radiate that out. Forgiveness. Forgiveness like that is life-changing. I've taught Ho'oponopono workshop for years. I taught one in March, right here. And We had a great attendance. It was great. And the Ho'oponopono is the Hawaiian indigenous people's practice of forgiveness and healing. It is their practical spirituality. Every day they live it. They generally have somebody in the family, usually an aunt, grandmother, that is the Ho'oponopono practitioner, that brings people that had a difference of opinion together to work it out, to make it right, because that's what the word Ho'oponopono means, to make things right, to bring things into balance. Pono means balance. And many people around the world, so the Hawaiian indigenous people, it's just their way of life. It's the way they do family, or ohana. But many people around the world have adopted the practice of Ho'oponopono and put different twists on it. Some people experience it as a prayer. Some as a mantra. For some, it's a practice and a way of living in forgiveness every day. It's a reminder to live in that forgiveness and to forgive quickly and forgive often. Standing in that awareness, living forgiveness every day. Ho'oponopono is simply, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And some people say, oh, I don't want to say that, I'm sorry. Well, then say, I apologize. But the I'm sorry portion, or the I apologize portion, is simply the acknowledgement that something has happened that is not right, is not in alignment. So it's a simple, heart-opening, profound practice. Ho'oponopono can be a self-love, self-growth practice. It can be used with other people, all by yourself, with loved ones, with family, with friends, with a group. I've taught and used Ho'oponopono as a team-building practices in companies and in the business world, and it works great for that. And that first step, like I just mentioned, of Ho'oponopono, acknowledges that a problem exists. There's an imbalance. For we first have to acknowledge a problem or an imbalance before we can ever do anything about it. And I'm not saying that when you acknowledge it, that you forget about it. You acknowledge it. You come into awareness and you make a conscious choice to move on, to move forward. It's better to come into balance, to forgive rather than carry the burden of blame or guilt. I love that story about the two Buddhist monks, and one is an initiate who's just learning, and he's with the older monk, and they're walking along this pathway, and they come upon an elderly woman standing at the side of the stream, and she can't get across the stream by herself. She needs assistance. So the older monk puts her onto his back and waves the stream, and then drops her off at the other side. And the younger monk got bothered because in their monastery, they are not supposed to have any interactions with women. And he touched the woman. He touched her and carried her. So the young man had a problem with that. So they're going on, and they're on a couple miles on down the road. And he said, Master, I have to say this. You carried that woman across the stream, and it's against our vows to be in contact with a woman, but you carried her. And the master turned to him and said, I helped her. I dropped her off at the other side of the stream. You've been carrying her for 3 miles. Yeah. Because he just couldn't let it go. So it's better to come into that balance, to forgive rather than carry the burden of blame or guilt. Because he was feeling guilty for his master for having touched that woman. And the master was simply doing what he's supposed to do, helping another. And he carry her across the street and don't get off. Forgiveness requires both our attention and our intention. And I know you've heard me put those together before, intention and attention. Put your intention, what is your intention? And put your attention on it. It's what life is about, attention and intention. Everything in life is about attention and intention. When we set our attention, our awareness to forgiveness, and then we intend, we choose to forgive, we become free. Like the weight that's been silently sitting on top of you, weighing you down, it's been lifted just like that moment. Our mission statement that we pave a path for spiritual living, embracing those practical spirituality tools every day. And Ho'oponopono is one of those practical tools of spirituality you can use to get to that intentional living. Using it as a mantra with a mala or a prayer scarf, it's a great way to get started. You can use the mala bracelet we have, or you can use a prayer scarf. So we have a young lady who is a college student up in Kentucky, and she's home visiting us. So I'm going to give her this Ho'oponopono prayer scarf. And if you look under your chair, there's a couple of other scattered throughout the room. So you may have a Ho'oponopono prayer scarf underneath your chair. If you do, it's yours. And so you just drape the prayer cloth around you and come into that forgiveness. So we are spiritual beings having a physical human experience. When we truly integrate that statement practically into our lives, we change. We become more. We become better. When we allow the truth that we are spiritual beings having a physical human experience, we allow that truth to be the lens we view life through. Our perception changes. Audre Lorde, a self-described Black warrior woman poet, said, "If you can't change reality, change your perception of it." If you can't change reality, change your perception of it. Which goes hand in hand with Wayne Dyer and Ernest Holmes and Gandhi, who all said, change your thoughts, change your life. Change your thoughts, change your life. We can never go back in time and change what has happened. We can, however, gain an awareness, acknowledge, change, or shift our perception as we choose. So what's your choice? It's always yours. You have the power. And beginning the first step into the journey of forgiveness is your choice. That first step of acknowledgement, of awareness, is so important. Acknowledge there is a problem when you are offended, or maybe you are the one who offended someone. And you didn't even know it sometimes. But if you bury it, squash it, it's going to build. If you carry it like that monk carried her for miles, it's going to fester. And then one day it's going to erupt like a volcano. and maybe when you least expect it or are least prepared for it. Don't live life by default like that. Live intentionally. You choose. You can't keep it bottled up. If you bottle it up, the toxins are going to turn you into toxic sludge. I don't want to see anybody in here being toxic sludge. But you've got to let it go. When it needs to be let go, you've got to let it go. Let it go and move into your happy. Become the spiritual being you are meant to be. You're not created to live a toxic life. None of us were. We were created to live in joy and abundance and to be fabulous. We were created to be fabulous, joyful, abundant. In the Bible we find in Mark 11, if you have anything against anyone, forgive them and let it drop. I believe that just said you need to let it go. Let it go. Drop it. Let it go. Stop talking about what they did to you. Because you are not over it. You have not let it go. I'll let it go. I put it in the fire when we had the equinox. I put it in the fire when we had the solstice. But man, don't I still love to talk about it. You're still talking about it? You have not let it go. Amen. You have not let it go. And you know what? Misery sure does love company. You start talking about something bothering you, you start talking about something done you wrong, the other person's going to chime right in. Everybody around you is going to chime right in with it. So just don't do that. We all seem to think it's our job to hold on to that stuff. And we do it like it is our job. It's our job. Get up in the morning, put it on. Put it on like the clothes we're going to wear to work. Yeah. You know what she did to me yesterday? Let it go. Let it go. And in Romans, the Bible says, bless them that persecute you and do not curse them. Even ask God to bless them. To bless someone is to speak well of them. To curse them is to speak ill of them. Or just keep speaking of all the offenses they did to you. That is also cursing someone. When you speak ill of them or just keep talking about all the bad they've done to you. And you know who that hurts more? It hurts you. So I said earlier that forgiveness is powerful. It is powerful. It's powerful to be good to someone who has not or is not being good to you. Turn the other cheek metaphysically by changing the energy around it. And change the energy around them. Change your energy about it. Change your thoughts, change the world. Stop talking about it. Put that uplifting positive energy on them. Because then it will put it on you. And that, my friend, is the secret power of forgiveness. In closing, I challenge you. Especially if you raised your hand when I asked, who has someone they need to forgive? I challenge you to start with a clean slate. As we continue to be in that place, in this space of a deeper understanding, and allow yourself to just be in a space for creating a moment of forgiveness. And so we come from a place of truth, and we just outpicture the surrender of the moment when we choose to release and let go any trespasses against us or made by us. So as we say, here I am, Lord. Here I am, law. Here I am. I truly surrender my ego language. I release any falsehoods. I release my beliefs that are not mine. I forgive myself and humble myself to the knowing that as I forgive, so shall I be forgiven. Honoring the reciprocal flow of energy from and to every energetic being. So use this full flower moon energy Dr. Debbie just facilitated a full flower moon ceremony out here on the beach Friday night, and it was beautiful. If you were there, it's a wonderful circle. But use the full moon energy, the timeless energy of Beltane. We also have Beltane. May 1st is Beltane. Beltane is the halfway point between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. It's that halfway point. It's when we're looking to the sun now. We're looking to that full sun of summer coming in. And we're also in Mercury retrograde. Thus, our live stream is on our group page and not our regular page, because Mercury retrograde somehow has all that energy around technology. And I know you felt it this week, even if you aren't particularly aware of nature's energy flows and waves. Even if you aren't that aware of it, it was so strong this week that I bet you are. I bet you were feeling it. I bet you were feeling it this week. So maybe it was part of the collective consciousness of people saying, "May the 4th be with you." Because you know their intention was force, not for, and it was just a big play on the date. But the intention was, "May the force be with you." So maybe it was all of that collectively around the world, all those Star Wars people were, "May the 4th be with you," and even people that never watched Star Wars were saying it. You know? So let that universal energy, that collective energy, help you change the energy around what or who you need to forgive. Use it. It's out there. That's powerful energy. The power, stepping into that amazing power, that essence. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Being so grateful and so thankful for forgiveness in your life. Forgiveness and gratitude. It's life-changing. It is the life-changing force in this world. So may that force be with you. Forgiveness and gratitude. You know, so just this week, Beltane, May Day, dancing around the maypole. Use the laws of nature to help you change your energy. Welcome the sun into summer as we now move to summer solstice and a new season. Allow yourself a new beginning with a clean slate. Let your hashtag be hashtag living my best life. And let it be true. Don't just think of it as a random hashtag you're posting on the post. We usually put it on that post. Live your best life. For it truly is your choice all the time. Choose an intentional life. Choose a happy life. Speak gratitude. Feel thankfulness. Forgive freely. Forgive quickly. Forgive often. Let that be the force that's with you. And so it is.